What's up guys, my name is Dale McManus.
And I'm Alex Nerney.
And we are going to be showing you the 6 ways to instantly shoot better videos.
6 whole tips. So let's talk about it. If you want to be a videographer, or really if you just want to get better at cinematography, you have to have a purpose. You have to have a goal, a mission. I think Neistat said it in one of his videos, without a goal you can't score.
Tip number 1, which is shoot with purpose. So if you want to take a really cool shot, start by looking it up on YouTube. If you want to take a really cool sunset, go search sunsets on YouTube. Because when you watch somebody else do it really well, you can pay attention to the movement and the lighting and all the other aspects that make it great. So one of my favorite books is by Austin Kleon. It's called Steal Like an Artist. And you can hold that there. In one of his chapters, he talks about how you have to start by mimicking until you can learn how to add your own style. But ideally, you want to take something good and make it better. So study how people are doing these shots, and then how can you add your own style.
Cinematography tip number 2, get moving. Motion is one of the most important aspects of videography that separates it from photography. It takes something that's still and makes it move.
It ain't called motion pictures for nothing.
Yeah.
Motion adds so much life to a regularly stagnant shot. Some simple ones to start with is just a dolly. It's a push in on a subject, which can really add suspense, or a pull out, which can reveal a lot of depth in your background. Or you can just do a simple revolve. These are really cool with product shots. Just get moving. No matter what you're doing, try to add motion to it.
Number 3, good lighting is everything. Bad lighting, even if you're shooting with the best camera, even if you're flying around with a 1DX, is going to make your photos and films look like an amateur.
Watch, check this out. Yeah.
Look at this.
Pretty poopy.
Look how terrible it looks. Looking like a bunch of scrubs. A bunch of bright yellow Simpsons characters. Much better.
Much better.
My skin's glowing.
Household lamps.
You don't need expensive lights.
Good lighting can create all sorts of different emotions. You can have dark and contrasty lighting, which builds suspense. You can have really happy and bright lighting. Like I said, you don't need to go out and spend a ton of money on lights. These simple household lamps are what we are using to shoot this video right now. Or just use a window. If you have a big open bright window somewhere, getting closer to that can add a lot of light into your scene.
Good looking light makes good looking people.
Cinematography tip number 4 is the time of day. So if you're shooting at midday when the sun is directly overhead, your lighting is probably going to be pretty harsh. Ideally, you want to shoot at sunrise or sunset, which is also called golden hour. It's when the light is a lot warmer and softer, the shadows are much softer.
You look prettier, you look more beautiful,
your skin looks better.
You look sexy.
If you're doing a shot for end credits at the end of your video, it might be a lot better to shoot at sunset.
Tip number 5, knowledge is more important than gear. You might not know this, but for some of our first videos, the ones that originally got us our subscribers, were shot on our iPhones. With
Almost exclusively.
With like a little drone action here and there, but pretty much exclusively shot on an iPhone 7. We all have limited budgets. We're all coming at this with a limited amount of resources. So, only spend money on a super nice camera when that's in your budget. Don't break your bank buying a 1DX only to have it sit in your closet and gather dust because you thought you were going to be a videographer but ended up wanting to give it up.
You could give a complete amateur the most expensive DSLR on the market, and then you could give a professional who understands fundamentals an iPhone, shoot, even a Razr flip phone, and probably take a better shot on that because they understand the fundamentals of cinematography. Tip number 6 is to be resourceful. Most shooting scenarios are not gonna be perfect, and you really have to work with what you've got. Most of the time, a strong story matters a lot more than getting that one perfect polished shot. Go for the best that you can, but tell a good story.
A great example of this is somebody like Casey Neistat, whose time lapses aren't perfect, his videos aren't shot perfectly, but they work so well for him because he tells an amazing story inside of that context.
And ours are certainly not perfect either.
Yes.
So, to recap, tip number 1 is shoot with purpose. Tip number 2 is to always add motion wherever you can. Tip number 3 is that lighting is everything.
Tip number 4, understand how the time of day affects what you're shooting, and the best hours to do this are at golden hour. Tip number 5, knowledge is infinitely more important than gear. And tip number 6, be resourceful. Don't be somebody that gives up because things didn't go perfectly. Nobody is ever perfect. If you like this video and you want to learn more about cinematography and how to make sexy videos, I mean not like pornographic, but like sexy videos, you should check out Dale's course, which will be in the description below. It's got 37 lessons and goes into so much more depth about what we just talked about.
And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. That would mean a ton to us.
Alright guys, we will see you on the next one. Cinematography. I will find you and I will kill you. Man, that looks beautiful. If you really want to look great in your photos and films, shoot lighting just directly from your crotch upwards.